So guys, welcome back to another video. This one's a bit different because today I'm doing a tier list, ranking all of the... Why is that like that? Stop. Today. Why is... Yeah, right, it's gone. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be ranking all of Liverpool's players. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I've got 28 players on this list. This includes 1, 2, 3, 4 goalkeepers. So everyone else sort of just does like the normal A, B, C, whatever order it goes in. But I've customised my tiers. So first one is effing classmate, you know, like classmate, like that, yeah. Next one is boss. It's what people from Liverpool say. And then we've got cool. Like cool, like that. And then we've got I don't know, and then no chance. And then we've just got non-applicable. So first I'm just going to start off with Harvey Davis goes in the non-applicable section. Going to whack Trey Neone in there as well. Probably Tyler Morton. I don't even think he's out of club at the minute. So yeah, those three go in non-applicable. So first one, Darwin Nunez. Now for Darwin, you can't really put him in effing class. You know what? I am gonna put Darwizzy in boss because I think this guy's been boss this season. I don't think he's been effing class, but I think he's been boss because he's been pretty good filling in for Diogo Jota while Diogo Jota's been injured, of course. So I think boss is a fair tier to put Darwin Nunez in, but I don't think he goes any higher than boss because I don't think he's done enough to get effing class tier. Now, we all know where Salah's going, do we not? He's going in classmate. He's going in the top tier. Arguably the best Premier League player this season so far. Yeah, Salah goes in effing classmate because he has been our best player this season, scoring goal after goal after goal after goal. What a player he's been for us. Can't wait to see what he does for the rest of the season. He's probably on course to becoming a Ballon d'Or winner. I mean, by FIFA standards, probably won't win anything. But yeah, he is on course to becoming a Ballon d'Or winner. And I think, sorry for all these adverts popping up in the bottom. I can't delete them. I wish I could. But he's been our best player this season. If we go to his stats, Mohamed Salah. Let's have a look, shall we? So, Mohamed Salah, his stats this season. Right. If we go to stats. Just give me a minute, guys. I need to go into Google for this because Bing is about apparently. Right, so if we go to stats this season, 11 matches, 8 goals and 6 assists. How that... No, 23-24 season is literally Ballon d'Or worthy, mate. How has he not even won an award? He didn't. I don't even think he got any African Player of the Season award nominations. So he's been robbed with that as well. I mean, just look at those stats. 8 goals in 11 games is crazy. 6 assists as well. Been by far our best player. So he goes in classmate. Chiesa. Now, Chiesa has been... he's played 2 games for us. He's played 2 games for us. And he played about half an hour against Milan in the Champions League, and he played a Carabao Cup game, which he got an assist in, but it's just not enough. I'm sorry, I can't put him in non-applicable because he's played 2 games, but I thought he was going to be better than he is, so I'm going to have to put Chiesa... No. Chiesa, go. What's happened here? No. Stop it. Right, I'm going to have to scroll up a bit, aren't I? Right, Chiesa goes in no chance. Luis Diaz, been by far one of our best players of the whole campaign so far. He scored against Man United. He scored in Champions League games for us. He's just been by far one of our best players this season. And I can't knock him. Really can't. A lot of Liverpool fans were very critical of him last season. But I wasn't one of those because I thought he was excellent last season, if I'm really honest. I'm putting Luis Diaz in top tier. He's going next to Salah. He really is, because he's been one of our best players. Again, if we go and look at his stats this season, we go to stats. We see that 12 matches, 4 goals. I mean, he's not made to score. He's a winger. So, the pace on him as well is electric, which also makes a good winger as well. But yeah, he has been one of our best players this season. Probably behind Salah. Been so good for us. Virgil van Dijk, I've got to put him... Again, another one that goes into the top tier. Another one. Because he has been integral to us this season. He has been integral to us. He is one of the main reasons why we haven't conceded barely any goals. Because he has been class this season. We need to sign his contract. We need to. And I think we're pretty close to that. But Virgil goes in class, mate. Because he has been effing class. Now, those 3 players in the top tier all deserve this spot because they've been absolutely amazing. Virgil van Dijk in that defence has been really, really, really good. Really, really good, in fact. Trent, another one that goes in the top tier. Trent again goes in the top tier. I mean, it goes without saying. He has been called by several people one of the best players, the best right back in the world. And why do you think Madrid want him? Because he's so good. He really is so good. Another reason why we've barely conceded any goals this season. He is on a different level. You can't knock Trent Alexander-Arnold this season. Hasn't scored yet, but he's a defender. He's a defender. So, you get that. But, apart from that, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been one of our best players this season so far. Can't knock him this season at all. I couldn't knock him last season, can't knock him this season. He goes in that top tier. Szoboszlai, I don't know where to put him. I really don't. He's not been boss. This might be harsh, but I'm going to put him in, I don't know. Because he's been quite sloppy for us this season. He really has. From what I've seen in the international break, he's been doing decently for us. And he's not really proved himself at Liverpool this season. He really hasn't. Because last season, his start of the season was pretty good. One of the best players in the Premier League, I should say. But this season hasn't started off the best for him. If we just go to his stats, he's a midfielder. So, Dominik Szoboszlai's stats this season have not flattered, to say the least. They're not great at all. I mean, in 11 matches, he's scored no goals, and it's only got 1 assist. Last season's stats weren't too flattering either. He scored 1 goal in the Champions League this season and no goals in the Cup. So, like, his stats haven't been great, and he himself hasn't been great either, which kind of surprises me a bit, because Dominik Szoboszlai is normally a really good player, but this season just hasn't really done anything for Liverpool, which has surprised me quite a lot. So, Ellistone next. He's been injured quite a lot, and we've only seen up till November of him. So, yes, I mean, I don't know. Can you have 2 goalkeepers in effing class, mate? I don't know. Right. Just to play safe, I'm going to go with Ellistone in effing class, mate. Ellistone this season, yes, he's been absolutely brilliant. He always is absolutely brilliant. Every season in, season out, brilliant. You can't knock him. But, yeah, so far, I mean, we've only seen up till sort of October of Ellistone because of his hamstring injury that he got against Crystal Palace. But, yeah, he's still been great. You can't knock him this season. And, yeah, he's probably the best goalkeeper in the world. And I'm excited to see him perform when he gets back from his injury after the November internationals. So, Wataru Endo. I've got to put him in no chance because, like, I kind of feel sorry for Endo. I really, really do, man. Like, he's just been absolutely mugged off by Liverpool. Last season, he was absolutely fabulous. Probably the best, like, cheap signing we've made in a long time. He was so good. And now he's just been sort of overlooked by Arne Slot, I'd say. But I've got to say there are better players in this team. And with how much this man is playing at the minute, with how well this man is playing at the minute, I don't see Wataru Endo getting into the team anytime soon. Now, last season, Wataru Endo's best game was probably against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. But, like, with how little he's played this season, I don't see him getting into the team. And I think to get first team football and full-time football will just be to sign for a different team. It really would be. It really would be. Because, yes, he's a great player, and he has proved that he's a really good player at Liverpool, but I don't think he has a future at Liverpool Football Club. Let's move straight on to Ryan Gravenberch. This man has been fucking class. He has been effing class. Now, a lot of fans of Liverpool were giving Ryan Gravenberch undeserved criticism last season because I thought he was pretty good. But this season, he is on a different level. Like, he is also one of the reasons why no one's been able to get past our team. Like, what Arne Slot has done with him, I don't know. Because Ryan Gravenberch is the perfect midfielder this season. I can't knock Ryan Gravenberch this season. I can't, and I don't think many Liverpool fans can either. One of our best signings over the last 5 years, and you can just see how much of an effect it's having on him. He's so happy at the club at the minute, and I'm happy to have him at the club because he's such a good player. I love Ryan Gravenberch. Such a good player. What a revelation under Arne Slot. Diogo Jota, when he's fit, he's excellent. I've got to put him in cool. We haven't really seen much of him because he's always injured. We don't really see any of Diogo Jota's actual performances. He's now been injured for at least a month and a half now. And it's every season. He's one of those injury-prone players that we have. But before he got injured, couldn't stop scoring. But we just need to keep him fit. We really do just need to keep him fit because it's every single time he gets injured. Like, I'm alright fielding Nunez. Nunez is a good player. But, like, I can't put Diogo Jota any higher than cool because he's always injured. He plays amazingly, yeah, but I can't put him any higher than cool because of his injury record. He's just always injured. It's such a bad habit to have. You know where I'm putting this guy? No, not in no chance. Not in no chance. There's no chance he's going in no chance. I've got to put him in effing class. Because he has been such a good player while Alisson has been injured. Like, we've barely missed Alisson. Like, he has been such a good player. For the past few games that we've played, he's had some really good performances. And, yes, I think he's obviously always going to be in Alisson's shadow. And not that I want him to leave, but I think it would be right for him to leave because he clearly needs that first-team football. And I want him to get that first-team football, and that's not what he's going to get at Liverpool because with Georgie Mamardashvili coming in next season, it's going to be quite hard to get that with Alisson being number one. And I don't see Alisson going anytime soon. So I think it's a summer transfer for Kelleher this season. But so far this season, he's been effing class. The perfect number two. Best number two in the world. Someone keeps flashing over there. I don't know what it is. It's not in my room. It's outside. Ibrahima Konate. I'm quite happy with this list because let's just move this picture of Gakpo to the back, shall we? I put the wrong picture of Gakpo in. I got that one, but you know, Ibrahima Konate, round of applause. What a player! What a player! Under Arne Slot, he has been amazing. He has been absolutely amazing, second to none. Like, the season he's having so far, he is turning into an absolute beast. Obviously, he's suffering from an injury at the minute, which isn't good for us. So, like, having one of our best players out injured isn't that good at all. He's been integral to our season so far and integral to the title race that we've got coming up. So, we need him back as soon as possible. We really, really do. We need him back as soon as possible. Just like, you know, don't take your time, Ibu. Take your time because I don't want you to get injured again. But, you know, just be as quick as you can because we need you, bruv. We really need Ibrahima Konate in the team. Gakpo. Now, I'm not going to put him in the top tier. I'm going to put him in boss. Because it's only... Yes, he's a class player. But I can't put him in the calibre of Salah, Diaz, Virgil and Trent. He's only really there when we play cup games. He really is. The games we've played against Brighton and West Ham so far in the Carabao Cup, he's been fantastic for, but I can't put him in a tier any higher than boss. I just can't do it because, yes, he's a fantastic player, but I just can't put him in the class tier because he's not class. He's a great player, but he's not effing class. Like, you have to be really good to be an effing class. Like, really good. So, moving on to the final 1, 2, 3. I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 players. I thought we had about 10 players left. Well, 9 players because wrong picture. Curtis Jones. I'm just going to put him in cool. But yeah, he's playing well this season. He's playing well. I think Curtis Jones is a good player. He's been a decent player for us. But I feel like I just have to put him in cool because he's a good player. He is a good player, but I wouldn't go as far as saying he's definitely not in that top tier. He's not. He doesn't get anywhere near that top tier. But obviously, recent becoming a father has had a very good effect on him. He scored against England on his England debut, I think it is, if I'm correct. And he scored against Chelsea. And he's been having a great season. He's been having some great performances at Liverpool after giving birth to his newborn child. So, yeah, that's good for Curtis Jones, which is absolutely brilliant. Congratulations, Curtis Jones. And, yeah, he was probably one of our best players last season, and I hope that continues this season. He was probably one of the first names on the team sheet last season, every game. So, yeah, I can't put him in cool. No, I can't put him in boss or F in class, but I don't think he's bad enough to go in I don't know or no chance. So, cool is a perfect middle ground for Curtis Jones. Alexis McAllister. I'm going to put him in boss. I'm going to put him in boss. Now, yeah, don't get me wrong. Alexis McAllister, we all know he's a great player. We don't need telling. We do not need telling by anyone that Alexis McAllister is a great player. But, like, he's not as phenomenal as he was last season. Like, yeah, he's been a great player, but he's not been anything sort of phenomenal this season. But, like, yeah, I feel like for me, he's got to do more. For me, he has to do more. But it's not like I'm putting him in the bottom tier or the I don't know tier. I think he's still been a great player for us, but I just don't think he goes in that top tier because, like, in some games, he's gone missing. Like, not literally, obviously, but in some games, he's just looked off it. So, for me, this season, he's just been boss, not classmate. But, yeah. More or less, great player, Alexis McAllister. But I just don't think that top tier is his calibre this season. Now, this is Vitezslav Jaros. He hasn't... Just don't worry. He's fine. It's just tier maker sort of severed his head a bit. But now, there's only 3 tiers I can put this man in. It's either I don't know, no chance, or non-applicable. I can't just base it off one game, though. I feel like I've got to put Jaros in non-applicable because he had a good game. Actually, no. I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna put him in. I don't know because I don't know yet. I don't know how good of a player he could be. We've only seen him in a couple of games, and both of those games have been pretty good. He was very good in the game against Brighton, which obviously Kelleher would have probably been playing if Ellistone hadn't have been injured. So, and he also played in that Crystal Palace game. I didn't watch the game, but from what I heard, he had a great performance, and that is good for his debut, which, yeah, it was his debut. So, I'd like to see how Vitezslav Jaros performs in the future. I think he could be a great... I think he could be a sort of... He could be a great keeper. Great second keeper for when Kelleher leaves. He could even be third, but I think he's going to be second choice to Mamdashvili in a couple of years. Now, Joe Gomez. He's not played really, has he? I've got to put him in no chance. I've got to put him in bottom tier. Last season, amazing player. Couldn't knock him last season, but this season just isn't the same player as he was. And I feel like that's all to do with the players we've got now. Obviously, Konate performing brilliantly week in, week out. You've got Virgil van Dijk, and then you've got Trent. So it's hard to get Joe Gomez in there. But yeah. And the games he's played this season haven't been up to standard. They really haven't. Harvey Elliott, I'm going to have to put him in non-applicable because he's been injured since the start of the season. And that's not a bad tier. That's just saying I can't really put him in any other tier higher than that because he hasn't played. So, yeah, I'm going to have to put Harvey Elliott in that one because he's had a broken foot since the start of the season and hasn't played at all. So I've got to put him in that tier. Jarell Quansah, I don't want to knock this man's confidence. But this season, he's just looked really off it. In the game against Brighton in the Carabao Cup, I think he gave an own goal away. And yeah, we've extended a new contract with him when we should have probably been focusing on Trent, Virgil and Salah. But yeah, Jarell Quansah just hasn't been the player he was last season. He really hasn't. I really don't want to knock his confidence. But even Arne Slot, the manager, dropped him after playing against Ipswich. So, yeah, he just hasn't been the player he was last season. He was a beast last season, but I can't say the same for this season. I've got to put him in the bottom tier. Which is sad, because I like Jarell Quansah. Andy Robertson, I don't know. I just don't know. He's not there anymore. He's heading into his 30s. His legs are clearly gone. 3, 4, 5 years ago, he would have probably been somewhere around this sort of area. Or maybe in this bit. But I've got to put him in that I don't know. Because I just don't know. I don't know. He's not the player he used to be. His legs are obviously just getting tired. He's going into his 30s. He's a veteran of a player. Absolutely brilliant for us in the past. He will probably go down as a Liverpool legend. He hasn't played in a long time, which probably adds more to why he's not been great this season. And I'm not disrespecting him by any chance, by any stretch of the imagination, but he's just not been there. He just hasn't been there, and you can just tell his legs just aren't what they were 2-3 years ago when he was playing really well. So yeah, I don't know for that one. Conor Bradley, again, I'm gonna have to put him in don't know. Again, as I said with the defenders, there are better defenders than Conor Bradley. He was a beast last season, but with the likes of Konate, Trent, Virgil, there's just no room for him in there. There just really isn't. There just really isn't. Yeah, he could turn out to be like a Trent and stay at the club for a very long time and have a very successful career. But I just have to put him in don't know, because yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know, really. I really don't know. So, moving on to the final player, which is Kostas Tsimikas. I'm just not convinced by him. I really am not. Now, I have reasoning behind this one. When he had to fill in at times for Andy Robertson, he was decent. He was nowhere near excellent. He got the assist for last year's Carabao Cup winner. But apart from that, what does he really do? I'm just not convinced by Tsimikas. I'm really not. He came to Liverpool as a nobody. And he's just not. He's just a nobody player. He really is just a nobody player. Like, I can't really put him in any tier higher than that. He's not really featured at all this season. When he has featured, he hasn't been great. So, I'm sorry, Tsimikas, because I like Tsimikas. But as a player, he's just not very good. And in the past, he's been great for Liverpool. I'd say, in the past, he's been underrated. But I have this conversation with my dad all the time. He's just not very good. And I think we probably need to move him on probably this summer. I think he could go to like a mid-table championship side or something. But Tsimikas just isn't it. He really isn't. And yeah, that's just what I think. I don't want to sound harsh, but Tsimikas just isn't that sort of player. But if you enjoyed that video, you know what to do. I thoroughly enjoyed making this video, my first tier list. Please make sure to like, subscribe, turn post notifications on. Sorry about that. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Peace out.